My dad locked me outside in -15 degrees Celsius without a jacket or shoes. And sometimes I still feel that cold under my skin. Tell me, what kind of father does that to his own kid on Christmas Eve? I remember crying as snow buried my footprints, hearing laughter from inside the warm house while my breath turned into ice in the dark. Everyone was celebrating, everyone except me. And the worst part? My dad didn't make a mistake. He meant to leave me out there. I honestly thought that night would be my last. My fingers were going numb, my legs shaking so hard I could barely stand, when suddenly, headlights cut through the storm. A long black car rolled toward me, slow, silent, unreal against all that snow. And when the door opened, I saw a face I wasn't supposed to ever see again. My dead billionaire grandmother stepped out, like she'd crawled straight out of the cold to find me. She didn't come for Christmas, she came for me. And what happened after that? Changed everything my father thought he controlled. My dad locked me outside in -15 degrees Celsius. Snow whipped across my bare skin, air burned inside my shaking lungs. Every breath felt painfully sharp, like winter cutting straight through everything I ever trusted before. I pressed my palm on glass-cold window, fogging beneath me, warm laughter spilling from inside their silhouettes, moving around lights like I never even existed. My toes feel heavy, numb, my fingers barely respond anymore. I rub them together, desperately trying to keep them alive while fear crawls up slowly. The porch light flickers weakly, casting long shadows across snow. My heartbeat echoes in silence, loud enough to scare me, loud enough to remind everything hurts. I knock again on doors, soft at first, then louder, hoping maybe he rethinks this, maybe he opens up finally, maybe he remembers I'm his daughter. But he doesn't come back, only muffled voices and music, Christmas songs. Rising over cruelty, his cruelty specifically toward me, like punishing me, was tradition. My tears freeze on cheeks. Tiny ice trails down skin, making everything sting even worse. But I keep standing there because I don't know where else. I whisper small, quiet please, my voice cracking between breaths, please. Please let me in, hoping someone hears anything, but nobody turns my way. The wind grows stronger, suddenly lifting my hair, round wildly stealing heat from my body with every brutal, icy gust, like winter cheering my suffering. I step off the porch, snow swallowing my footprints, instantly cold, climbing up my ankles, sharp pain shooting through legs as I search for anywhere safer. Street is completely silent, only distant hum of lights and crunched snow beneath me carrying the weight of betrayal heavier than the cold itself. I wrap my arms tight, trying to shield my chest, but shaking makes it useless. My breath breaks. Unevenly fast fear mixing with numb exhaustion. My vision blurs, slightly dark edges closing in slow. I tell myself, stay awake, walk a little bit further, don't collapse in this street. Then suddenly headlights appear, bright beams slicing through storm, a long black car, approaching, slow, steady, deliberate movement, almost unreal in this cold. I freeze, instantly confused my mind. Racing through possibilities, neighbors don't drive. Cars like this family doesn't visit at midnight, especially not in this blizzard. The car stops right beside engine, humming deep and soft, windows tinted completely dark, snowflakes sliding down doors like even weather respects it. My chest tightens with fear, both hope and dread. Rising because someone stepping out means something is about change, whether I'm ready or not. The back door opens, slowly hinges, silent against snowstorm, and a familiar figure steps into freezing, swirling darkness, carefully like she walked from memory. My breath catches painfully sharp, eyes widening in pure disbelief, because she shouldn't be here, she shouldn't be breathing here, she shouldn't exist right now. My dead grandmother stands there alive, solid right before me, her face calm, almost glowing, not with warmth but purpose, and I cannot move anymore. She looks directly at me as if she expected everything, as if tonight was planned far before my suffering started, far before my father's cruelty. Her voice cuts through, wind, gentle, steady, heartbreakingly certain. Come here, sweetheart. Now. And in that terrifying moment, I realized nothing about tonight will ever be the same again, because she didn't come back for Christmas at all. She came back for me. And when she steps closer, I feel something shift violently. Not in the storm, but in the future waiting just seconds ahead, and that's exactly where everything begins to turn. Her hand reaches toward me, slow, steady, almost unreal gentle snow, swirling around her wrist like the storm bows quietly just to clear her path. I step toward her, slowly, legs trembling under frozen skin. Every movement feels painfully heavy, but something pulls me closer, something deeper than simple shock. She wraps her coat around me. Thick, warm, heavy with scent, a scent I remember faintly from childhood Christmas mornings, long before everything in life changed. The warmth hits me instantly, burning through the numbness violently, like my body remembers survival faster than my mind can, and tears spill uncontrollably again. She doesn't ask what happened, she doesn't scold or panic, she simply holds my shoulders tight, steady, grounding, protective presence as if she never died. Her eyes study my face, quiet, heavy with something hidden, a sadness mixed with certainty, like she already knows everything. I cannot even say yet. She guides me to car, her hand firm but gentle, not rushing. My shaking steps just keeping me beside her with absolute unwavering purpose. Inside the car, its warm, soft lights glowing around edges, heater humming low and soothing wrapping over my frozen body like a blanket of breath. I sink into leather seat, feeling pain return slowly as warmth crawls over skin, bringing back sensation. Violently fast, like pins under every surface. She watches me carefully, silent, her gaze full of memory, like she's seeing younger me. The version before heartbreak started, before my dad turned cruel. The door closes softly and storm fades. Slightly outside, muted by tinted black windows, but my heartbeat stays loud, too loud to ignore anymore. I finally whispered trembling words. You? You're supposed to be dead. My voice breaks halfway through shock, twisting my breath sharply because saying it out loud makes everything feel even stranger. She doesn't flinch at truth. She doesn't deny anything. She only sighs very softly, as if carrying heavy secrets buried years beneath silence. Not everything you were told was the truth, sweetheart. She says, voice steady, warm, controlled, like she practiced this moment for a very long time. My throat tightens, painfully questions slamming into my mind all at once, violently overwhelming. But she lifts her hand gently, telling me without words, wait. The car begins moving slowly, tires crunching through deep snow roads, stretching into darkness ahead. Every streetlight passing us briefly like little golden ghosts outside. I glance back at house-warm lights glowing in windows, shadows of my family. Moving, laughing, unaware or uncaring that I almost froze outside. A knot forms in chest-deep, aching, twisting reminder of what he did tonight and what he's done repeatedly year after year, silently cruel. Grandma's gaze follows mine. She sees house fading behind. Her jaw tightens for a moment, anger flickering under calm surface, but she keeps her voice soft. You never deserved that treatment. She murmurs without hesitation, not tonight, not ever, sweetheart. Her words strike deep inside because nobody ever defended me. Not like this. Not truly. I whisper, barely audible, why did you come back? But her silence answers nothing, only increases heavy tension, sitting thick in warm air. The car turns down highway, snow softer away from houses, lights dimming as town disappears and darkness opens up wider, like world rearranging itself quietly. My grandmother finally speaks slowly, as if choosing every word with absolute precision. And wait, I didn't come back randomly. It came because it's time. My breath stutters sharply. Time for what exactly? Her eyes meet mine, directly filled with something electric, terrifying, and heartbreakingly protective at once. But before she explains anything, the driver glances through mirror. His eyes flicker with warning, and he murmurs urgent words that make her expression change instantly. We're being followed. Kay? My stomach drops violently, panic rising in my throat as Grandma reaches for me, pulling me closer protectively fast. Her voice suddenly firm steel. "Sweetheart, hold on tight." And outside the back window, two headlights appear, slowly growing brighter and closer, like danger racing toward us through endless silent snow. Everything inside me freezes again, but this time it isn't from the cold. Grandma pulls me closer instantly, her arms strong around me, not gentle anymore, but protective, like danger flips a switch inside her steady, quiet presence. The driver accelerates, suddenly hard tires slicing through layered snow, engine humming deeper. Sharper, louder streetlights streaking past rapidly as we move into darkness. I twist to look back, fear crawling up my spine. The two headlights grow nearer, glowing like predatory eyes. Hunting, cutting through storm behind us. My breath quickens unevenly as adrenaline warms. My chest, my fingers clutch seat tightly, still shaking. From cold earlier, now trembling for different reasons. Grandma watches the mirror intensely, her expression carved with focus, a calm that feels trained. Like she's handled danger before, more times than I ever knew. I whisper, terrified, broken, who's following us right now? But she shakes her head, not dismissive, but deliberate, careful, as if words could trigger worse. "Not now, sweetheart," she murmurs, voice low but controlled, calm. "We need to stay alert." Her tone chills me instantly because she sounds experienced, not confused or ensnared or frightened. The car turns sharply left, snow spraying up around sides, headlights behind follow, instantly matching every move perfectly, staying fixed on our trail. My heartbeat rams, my ribs each thud, loud and painful, building pressure under my skin, while I try steady breathing, failing with every passing second. Grandma squeezes my hand gently, a small grounding gesture. Despite chaos surrounding us, her palm warm against mine, reminding me I'm not alone. "We won't let anything happen," she says with firm certainty. But even her confidence vibrates with a tension barely disguised, and that scares me deeply. The driver breaks sudden silence, his voice grim and low. "They're gaining on us, ma'am." My stomach twists painfully tight, dread spreading like wildfire inside. The car veers onto back road, no street lights, only darkness, trees blurring past both sides, branches shaking under heavy wind, snow hitting our windows violently. The pursuing car follows seamlessly, their engine roaring closer, each second stealing distance and feeding rising panic curling inside my chest. Grandma presses a button, fast window divider sliding upward, gently blocking us from driver, completely leaving only soft hum noise, and her eyes locked on mine. "I need you to breathe." Okay. She whispers with stronger urgency, because what I'm about to say will change everything you know. My throat tightens painfully, but I nod, trembling anyway. She leans closer to whisper, her voice steady but heavy with secrets she waited years, maybe decades, to reveal finally, and my heart stops briefly. "Your father lied about me." My breath stutters out hard, like air punched from lungs, my mind racing. Instantly fast, trying to connect broken pieces that never made sense before. "He told you I abandoned everyone." She continues without hesitation, "But sweetheart, I was forced." Her eyes shimmer with truth, unspoken memories sitting behind them. I whisper hoarse, shaking, "Forced by who exactly?" "But before." She answers fully. The entire car jolts, violently shaken by sudden, hard impact. The car behind rammed us, slamming metal into metal, sending us swerving sideways, tires skidding across snow as seatbelt cuts into ribs. I gasp sharply in terror as car spins partially sideways, trees flashing through windows, blizzard blurring every direction, and Grandma holds me tightly. Her voice cuts through chaos, stronger, louder, commanding. "Don't look back, sweetheart. Just hold on to me." Her fingers grip my shoulder, keeping me anchored firmly. Another hit slams us hard, my head knocking backward, painfully, light streaking across vision, fear swallowing every thought except simple, raw survival. The car steadies barely, driver fighting control, desperately, ice cracking beneath tires and storm screaming around us, making everything feel unreal. Grandma lifts her chin slowly, eyes cold, fierce, unblinking as she looks toward me, watching attacker approach fast, closer and closer again. Then she murmurs something chilling, quiet enough for only me, but strong enough to freeze every part of my trembling body. They're not here for me, they're here for you. My blood runs cold instantly, heart stopping mid-beat, shocked as truth punches through darkness and headlights surge closer again, ready to strike us violently. Everything inside the car shifts, 'cause now the danger becomes personal. Her words freeze my breath, hanging heavy inside, warm air, heavier than the storm. Outside, heavier than fear, gripping me when she said, "They're here, not for her, but me." My heartbeat pounds violently loud, echoing against the car windows, filling my ears with terror. While I stare at her, waiting for any explanation, anything that makes sense. But she just watches me eyes. Steady, sharp, protective, like she knew this moment was coming sooner or later and dreaded it for years. The car jerks sharply again, driver fighting slippery road as headlights behind surge closer their beams, slicing through storm like knives, cutting open night. Grandma leans forward quickly, tapping two fast signals. Against the glass divider, a head driver nodding without turning, as if trained for danger. That scares me most now, how prepared they both seem while I sit trembling here, barely understanding what's happening or why anyone wants me. "Sweetheart, listen to me." Grandma whispers, leaning closer, her hand gripping my wrist, warm, steady, but absolutely urgent. "You are not safe tonight." My stomach twists inside hard, fear choking every question, but she keeps speaking steadily, voice soft but unbreakably firm like steel wrapped in warmth. "Your father hid things from you." She says with quiet certainty, not just about me leaving, but about who you really are. Another violent hit slams us, metal grinding against metal, forcing car sideways again. Snow exploding around windows as I scream, involuntarily shocked. Driver shouts something urgent. Grandma's hand presses my shoulder, holding me still in seat. As car corrects violently again, skidding but holding road barely. My breathing turns quick, shallow my throat, tight burning panic rising thick and suffocating while adrenaline floods my body faster than I can breathe. Grandma wipes tears from my cheek with surprisingly gentle thumb, her calm terrifyingly unwavering. Like she's done this before, like running from danger is routine. "You deserve truth, sweetheart," she whispers, leaning closer, "but I need you safe first. That's the only priority now. Everything else can wait." The pursuing car swerves again, pulling dangerously close beside us, their window lowering. Slowly dark shape, leaning outward, intentionally storm wind, swallowing their silhouette. My chest tightens sharply, fear stabbing through ribs as I grab Grandma's arm, my voice cracking uncontrollably. "Please tell me what's happening." She holds my hand firmly, her grip grounding me again. Her eyes shining with regret, the kind that holds decades of pain she couldn't share. "It's about the inheritance," she says, finally whispering each word, shaking my spine, "not money. Something bigger, sweetheart. Something they want control over." Lightning of realization hits. My father always hated her, always refused. To talk about her, always changed subject angrily any time I asked anything real. The car behind rams again, this time harder, sharper, louder, forcing us nearly off-road. My scream muffled by storm as Grandma pulls me tighter. Driver yells, "Hold on!" Car spinning partially sideways, trees flashing horrifyingly close windows. Rattling under impact, everything turning chaotic, blinding fast. Grandma shields my head, quickly pulling me against her chest, her voice whispering fiercely. "I'm right here, sweetheart. I won't let them take you." The car slams into snowbank, a brutal, violent jolt, seatbelt digging into ribs. Air filling with sharp silence as we finally come to stop. My ears ring painfully. World spinning, slightly crooked storm, echoing outside, louder as headlights approach, slowly getting closer inch by inch. Grandma lifts, her head sharply, eyes blazing fierce, determined as she pushes car door, cracking it open quickly, snow blasting inside instantly. She looks back at me, expression carved with steel, the kind born from survival, the kind that means danger is seconds from reaching us. "Sweetheart, you have to run." My voice breaks instantly. "I can't leave you here." But she shakes her head firm, unwavering, terrifyingly resolved. They want you, not me, she says, gripping my shoulders, and I will not let them drag you into their plans. Not again. Not ever. The headlights stop behind us, engine humming, low, threatening doors. Start opening slowly, shadows stepping out steadily, moving toward us unstoppably. Grandma's voice drops to whisper, one filled with heartbreak truth. Everything your father did, locking you outside tonight. It wasn't punishment, sweetheart, it was a distraction. I stare at her, stunned, unable to breathe at all, as her final words land heavier than the storm itself. He knew they were coming. A dark shadow approaches car boots, crunching through deep snow, hand reaching for door handle as Grandma turns to face them, eyes blazing with something fierce. And the moment he opens the door, my entire world is about to unravel. The moment my grandmother said those words, everything began moving fast. The police arrived within minutes, not because someone from the house called, but because my grandmother already had investigators watching my dad for months. She knew something was wrong long before she died. Turns out, she never actually died. She faked her death to escape a massive corporate attack against her empire. And now she had returned for one reason: to take me away from the people who never deserved me. My dad tried to lie, cry, blame the cold weather, blame misunderstandings. But when the officers saw the security footage my grandmother's team pulled from hidden cameras, him locking me outside at -15 degrees Celsius, laughing with everyone inside, ignoring my screams, there was nothing left for him to say. He was taken away in handcuffs. My stepmother stood frozen at the door, shaking, realizing her life of luxury was officially over. Meanwhile, my grandmother wrapped her coat around me and whispered, "Everything they took from you, I'm giving it back 10 times bigger." And she meant it. Within 24 hours, I was in her mansion, a real mansion with fireplaces in every room. Warm clothes, doctors checking me, lawyers preparing custody papers, and Christmas. We celebrated it together, just me and her. No screaming, no insults, no cruelty, just peace, just love. Before I fell asleep that night, she said, "You survived the cold they threw you into. Now watch how brightly you shine." And that's how my life changed forever, all because the people who tried to freeze me out accidentally led me straight into the arms of the one person who never stopped fighting for me.